Moving to our go-to-market strategy and penetrating the global markets part. So maybe to start from why US, maybe it sounds obvious, but still, and when? I mean, with the cycle of the project, life of the project, when it's time to move on and to consider global markets.
Okay, so I think it's quite clear that the US is a very big market. But again, it depends what type of a product you have, what type of a service you have, whether it fits the US market, what's out there right now, and so forth. I think there are cases where you should not go to the US. You should start, in Europe, for example, if there are too many competitors, for example, in the US. So that's one thing. In terms of the product itself, the way to go from our experience was as soon as we have like a prototype of the product, we basically start to present it to US customers. We start to present it to them because we want to solicit feedback. If we're doing something really, really wrong, we need to fix it now before we come to the market. So I think there's a lot of value to that. Again, I will talk later, but there are so many things that affect the market penetration. In terms of the type of the product, the offering, and so forth, we can discuss this. I'll be happy to share whatever I know. But I think that's the right way to start. You find the right customers. Again, we can talk about how to find customers if that's of interest. And you start with testing the product, even if it's a presentation or a prototype with them, just to make sure that you're on the right track. If there are any problems, if there are any, you thought the architecture would be one thing and then you might discover it's completely different. You want to make sure that your product is right, where the market needs it. So that's basically it. In terms of the process itself, when we talk about the enterprise market, we talk about big companies usually, 500 to 1,000 employees and above. In the US, there are about I think 10,000 companies like that. Some of them are, huge, like 200, 300,000 people. But I think when we talk about the enterprise market, it's about 10,000 companies. Now that's a lot. What we have done is to find a couple of very receptive customers, early adopters. It's really important. Close with them the initial beta, solicit a lot of feedback, and make sure there are references and they buy the product. I don't care about the price, but they buy the product, and there are references for us to new customers and to the media and so forth. And then this is the stage where you have to decide what's your pricing and sales strategy. There are different sales strategies that you can take. For example, sell direct to customers, sell online, sell through channels, and so forth. There are many avenues a company can take. And this is basically kind of the circle. If you're successful with the beta, with the penetration stage, usually things after that goes really well. It's important to know, if you're successful in the enterprise market, it means that someone will buy you for hundreds of millions of dollars because that's worth a lot of money, or you can go IPO with that. That's kind of the goal. So.